This is where Ruiz sets up camp in the center of the ring. Either he'll come find you or you can come to him, but that's where you'll see him as they both exchange big left hooks. Ruiz continues with a nice combination, and then De La Hoya says, I've got something for you. Nice 1-2 by De La Hoya, big right by De La Hoya, and so does Ruiz respond with just one right. It's just the number of punches favor De La Hoya.
Both guys had a great exchange on that fight, on that punch there. Both guys got in with good shots.
And Diego De La Hoya says, I have a 2-month-old son. I never thought I'd be a father at such a young age, but now I don't do this for myself. I do it for him to give him a better life. So you see how that always affects you, B-Hop. You became a parent as a fighter. How important is family when you're up there and doing this?
It's very important, especially when you got to dig deep. When you got to dig deep, when things get tough in there. When, you know, the corner only can give you instruction. Ruiz just got to sit and pause and then come in. And that's what you got to do. And then you can get those setup shots in there, those 3 or 4 punch combinations.
4-5-1 in his last 10 fights. And we asked him about it. He said, man, I've been fighting tough fighters on short notice. And when you look at who he's lost to, it's current world champion Jesse Magdaleno, world title challenger Manuel Tino Avila, former world titleist Rico Ramos. They all have about an 8. The pedigree, a grandfather, Mr. Vicente, an uncle in Joel Sr., and his cousin, Oscar De La Hoya, really made a name in the sport of boxing. Now, Joel De La Hoya Jr. is his manager as well. So it's really a family affair that we're seeing with the De La Hoyas. And so far, he's making the name proud.
You chased him, the dog on the bone, and have him going where he wants him to go.
To come back here when it's really hot outside, and the action is even hotter, like we're seeing right now with De La Hoya putting on a nice combination on Ruiz.
That's the beautiful part about it. Kind of upset, but as long as he stay outside Ruiz, he's going to get picked apart. He's going to get outgunned, outsmart, and he can't win.
There you go, that big right hand from Ruiz.
But that's what he got to do more often, and he seemed to get that shot in, which is the right hand. I like to see him put on the left hook just to show that he can do it, because anything that comes to De La Hoya's way is going to help him one way or the other.
Sometimes you get lulled into admiring your own work. It seems De La Hoya is doing this in the last 2 rounds, maybe getting a little bit too sure of himself. But in boxing, B-Hop, one punch can change the entire fight. Now this is what he needs to do. Stay active and continue to dominate and dictate the pace.
Stay active and not get bored. Because when things seem to be too easy or dangerous.
B-Hop is in round 10 because this is as tough as boxers come.
Tough and also schooling. This fight here is 10 rounds, and it was 10 rounds of schooling on both ends, but more beneficial to De La Hoya.
You know, you talk about schooling, you mentioned the fact that De La Hoya is dominating the fight, but learning how to deal with a tough guy like Ruiz who comes at you, is always there, who you can't get rid of, that's part of the learning curve as well.
Yeah, because everybody you ain't gonna get rid of. But you're gonna see when he watches tape later on this week or whenever he watches it, he's gonna see the things that he should do and should have done. And that's what we all do. We go back and we reflect and say, whoa, why I ain't get this guy out of there? Why I ain't do more of this? That's the learning process. And it's, look, he has one of the best coaches in boxing that will let him know that.
Joel Diaz in that red corner he landed a beautiful left hook on the chin of Ruiz, but boy, you see why neither one of these fighters have ever been knocked down. Ruiz has that desire. He's talked about his kids, how proving to them that no matter how tough things get, you can always get up and keep moving forward. He wanted to, mention his son Joel 10, Jacob 6, and Dominic age 2. And he's proving to them that through all adversity, you can persevere and keep your head high if you put in an honest day's work.
And that's true. But I expect him the last round. He's got to know that he's not winning this. He just threw a couple of punches. But this is the time you're in shape, you train, you have all this motivation. You just mentioned it. Ruiz, go all the way out. There's no turning back. This is the last round, less than a minute. Go all the way out and try to maybe something happen while you got a minute. Put everything on the line right now.
He's got to prove that he's more than a fighter that just goes the distance against legitimate contenders. He's got to prove that he is a fighter that comes to win, and I think that's the big difference so far in what we've seen from Ruiz. He's as tough as nails, but he just lacks that step to take forward.
Never been knocked down, never been knocked out. He's a tough guy.
Yeah. I mean, the streets of Oxnard have primed him to become a very tough guy with a ton of pride. But De La Hoya really has come out here and proven everything you mentioned throughout this show. The fact that he is a legitimate top 5 prospect in the Golden Boy stable.
He got those 10 rounds in, and you know what? It's a learning piece. There's another page going, that notebook that says that I'm ready to step up to the next level.
I mean, 122 has got a lot of talent. We got Rigo, we got Magdaleno, Ray Vargas. As now both fighters want to close the show here on ESPN. There's the final bell.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's the heart of 2 champions, 2 young fighters with huge dreams in this. Diego De La Hoya looking good here on Golden Boy Boxing on ESPN. Presented by Tecate, born bold, and by Hennessy. Never stop, never settle. And B-Hop, take a look at what we saw to Diego De La Hoya against Erik Ruiz tonight. What impressed you?
Oh yeah, what impressed me is his poise, his ring generalship, uppercuts, moving to the left, moving to the right after a combination. Stood up a couple times, got hit, counted. And you see the combinations, you see the left hook, but you also see that he likes to lean in sometimes, which he took some punishment, but not a lot. But I see ring generalship, and I also see quick hand speed.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Here are the totals. Steve Sandoval and Rocky Taylor both have it 100 to 90. Chris Flores 99-91. All 3 for your winner by unanimous decision. And still undefeated, Diego De La Hoya.
So Diego De La Hoya wins by unanimous decision, leaving no doubt, improving to 18-0